Are you ready to learn some pro editing techniques? Well, here's 4 powerful features you can use in After Effects that all top-tier editors need to know about. We're going to be looking at some amazing techniques today, and they can all be combined to make some amazing and quality content. The first technique we'll look at is how to do motion tracking so that you can track graphics to specific parts of your footage. We have some footage here and a graphic that we want to track to it, so to get started, just highlight your footage, then navigate to the tracker panel in After Effects and select Track Motion. You'll see a track point appear on the footage, and what we want to do is drag this tracker onto a part of the footage that we want to track. Make sure it's on a point of high contrast like this right here, where there's a big difference in color. You also want to make sure that you put your tracker where nothing passes in front of it, or else the tracker might get dragged away. If you want to track the rotation and scale, you can click on these checkboxes right here and another track point will appear, and you can put it on another point in the footage to track the rotation and scale changes between the 2 points. I just want to track the position, so I'll make sure that that is set up, and then we'll press play right next to where it says Analyze, and it'll start tracking the footage. Once it's done, go up to Layer, New, Null Object, then click Edit Target on the tracker window. Set the target to be that null that we just made and click apply. You can see now that the null is locked onto that tracking point and moving along with it. So now what I can do is take a title or any graphic I like this one here, get it positioned how I want with the footage, then just parent it to the null object, and now it follows along with the tracker. If you like the graphics you see in this video, you can get our free 100 templates and integrate them into your own projects. We also have over 45,000 other templates and assets available for purchase, like callout titles, epic transitions to use in your edits, animation presets, and so much more. If you decide to pick up anything from the description below, you'll be supporting our channel and it helps us out a ton. Thank you. The next technique we'll look at is the 3D camera tracker, which is similar to motion tracking, but instead of tracking a moving object inside of your footage, it tracks a static part of the footage following the camera's movement. Start by highlighting your footage, go back to the tracker panel, this time select the Track Camera button, then it'll start analyzing your footage to be tracked. Once it's done, you'll see a bunch of tracking points appear on the footage, and you'll see these red targets when you highlight them. These simulate the 3D space in your footage that you might want to track. Find one that matches the 3D plane that you want to track, right-click it, then select Create Null and Camera. Now we have a camera made that emulates the camera movement of the footage. So now we can take a graphic like this one, enable it as a 3D layer, and it's going to behave the same way that the footage does with the camera. Then what we can do is take this title here, we're going to change the anchor point to be right where we want the title to connect with the footage, then we copy the 3D position of the null object that we created, paste it onto the position of our title, and it's going to connect to the exact location of it like this. If we want to add another graphic at another location, it's also very simple. Just highlight the 3D camera tracker effect on the footage again, find another point that we want to track, right-click it, and then create another null. Now we just repeat the process of copying the location of the null that was created and pasting it onto the location of your next graphic to attach it to that part of the footage. And you can see now that the graphics are integrated into the scene and moving with the camera like it's a part of the footage. Next up, we'll look at using the Roto brush tool to separate parts of your footage so that you can put graphics behind them or replace the background entirely. Here's the footage we'll be using, and to get started, duplicate your footage, then double-click on the top layer to open it up, then select the Roto brush tool. What you need to do is use the brush to draw on the part of the footage that you want to separate until it's fully marked with this purple outline. To make the brush larger or smaller, hold down the Control key, then click and drag up or down to resize it. If you end up highlighting a part that you don't want, you can hold down the Alt key and then draw to remove the mask that's being created instead. Once you have the subject fully highlighted properly, you can press play and watch the mask as it tries to follow your footage. If you see it mess up at all, just pause the footage and adjust the mask until it fits again, then resume. Once it's looking good all the way through, just click the freeze button and it's going to lock in the mask that you made. After it's done, we can move back to the main composition, and you can see if I hide the bottom piece of footage, we're just left with the subject that we masked out. And the Effect Controls panel, you'll see that there's options for making the mask more refined, like increasing the feather and shifting the edge inward a bit. And once you're done, you can do cool stuff like put a title between the subject and background of the footage so that it looks like they're standing in front of it. I have this graphic motion tracked to the footage using the previous technique so that it looks like it's really in the scene with them. There are a lot of cool opportunities with this technique, so have fun and experiment with it. The last technique we'll learn about is using the Generative Fill tool to remove something from a moving piece of footage. Here's our footage, and what we want to do is remove the person from the center of the screen so that it's just an open landscape. To do that, the first thing we'll do is highlight our footage, select the pen tool, then draw a mask tightly around the subject that you want to remove like this. If the subject in your footage is moving, you need the mask to follow them, so set a keyframe for mask path and then animate the mask to follow them inside of your footage. The subject in this footage is mostly static, so we don't need to do this step. Next, we'll change the mask from add to subtract, then increase the mask feather a bit and the mask expansion so that we have a softer cutout of our footage. Now we can navigate to the Content Aware Fill panel, and you can see that it can detect the mask we just made. For now, we'll just leave these settings as is, then click the Generate Fill Layer button. It's gonna take a bit to load, but once it's done, there's now a fill layer above your footage replacing what's missing from the mask that we just made. It might not be perfect on the first try, but you can repeat the process of generating the fill layer and adjusting the settings on the Content Aware Fill panel until you're satisfied with the result. Now you have a set of new and exciting tools to use in your edits. Be sure to subscribe and always be creating.